Hello everyone, and welcome back to the saga of shoe nomads. After a very long journey of about 30 hours from eastern Canada to the southernmost province of Australia, we found ourselves in the fringes of the city of Hobart. I would say the first thing I noticed was the very fresh, pure air, tinted with a eucalyptus scent that made me feel like every breath was giving me twice the oxygen I'm used to. That's when I learned that Tasmania is actually known for having one of the best air quality in the world. With all the gum trees around, you have great conditions to transform your most natural reflex into a lush experience. I also quickly noticed that the birds seemed to be speaking in a different language. Like the laughing kookaburra, that sounds just like a monkey. We were lucky to have a host for the first few nights who lived in a beautiful, peaceful hill just outside of the city. It was a great place to rise with the sun and listen to the dawn chorus. Hobart was an overall welcoming place to land and start our winter journey. It was soon time to pack up and make our way to the Tasman Peninsula. More precisely, to Fortescue National Park. After a full day of hitchhiking, we finally reached our destination and found a very nice place to set up camp, right next to this beautiful beach. As you can see, I had some fun with the crackling seaweed.
Well, we're trapped in our tent for the time being.
Yes.
You can hear the rain. It's been steady downpour for the last several hours, and
We were like, okay, we're gonna delay our hike. We set up our tent and went for a snack, ate lunch at a little shelter. And when we came back to our tent was a boat.
yes.
So it was surrounded by water.
We were anchored, but we were
floating
in a body of water, and we borrowed a shovel and dug a trench around, and now it's filled with water, so now it's like our moat around the tent.
It was quite a good test for the tent. We're really proud of it.
We're dry inside. It's could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this rain clears, we might go for a small walk this evening and just to revel in the sunshine. The rain did clear out a little, so we put on some dry clothes and slowly headed out. As soon as we set foot outside for our hike, we were welcomed by a forest filled with life. Our very first wallaby in the wild. He was so zen, going along with his day. It was magical to share this moment with him. We are so very lucky. As we explored Canoe Bay and Bivouac Bay, it did start to rain again.
but it was beautiful. And we kept on walking and walking and walking. Until we reached the shipwreck. Some fairy penguins were waiting for us there. We then went back to our tent and put our clothes on the fence outside. Not that it stopped raining, but it was better than in the tent. The next day, we were up bright and early. This time, we went the other way, to go to the very tip of Cape Hoy. If you ever go, keep in mind that to get to the end and back, you will come across about 4,500 steps. But you should also know that it's absolutely worth it. It's one of the most breathtaking landscapes I've ever seen. I highly recommend going there if you're ever in Tasmania.
Oh, that's sweet.
The cliffs at Cape Hoy are about 300 meters high, making them the tallest sea cliff in Australia. I'm not really afraid of heights, but I can say that my legs got a little wiggle in them when close to the edge.
So we're literally standing at the edge of a continent right now. A massive dolerite slab beneath our feet. And beyond the edge of these stones, to the south, there is no land until you reach Antarctica and the South Pole. We're in South Tasmania, Cape Hoy, and the views are epic.
So, after being stuck in the rain and sleeping on cold, hard ground, and everything was wet, all our things were wet. We needed to go back to the city to dry our things and find some food and go back to the basics. And the hostels were all very expensive, and we found this place. It was strangely not expensive, but here we are, so I'm gonna show it to you. We just dropped everything coming in, but here's the bedroom and the view with the cowboy here.
Hey, mate.
So here we are for tonight. Not too bad. After a good night's sleep in a great bed, we were ready for our next adventure. That said adventure took place in Freycinet National Park. There, we decided to go explore Wineglass Bay and Hazard Beach hiking trails. Once you reach the beginning of the trail, it's about a 12-kilometer loop that takes you from one refreshing beach to the next. We took the time to jump in the water and have a satisfying lunch break, listening to the waves crashing on the rocks next to us. We then made our way back to our camping spot. After this adventure, it was once again time to pack up our bags and hitch to our next and last destination in Tasmania, Launceston. There, we took the time to test out a bouldering gym.
Oh, two more. Yes! Now hang and drop.
And try our first pod hostel.
So we're still down under in Tasmania, but we're already staying in our first capsule hostel. So you can see the very futuristic looking spaceships here. Each one is its own self-contained unit, and we're in capsule number A5. You can see some recommendations here: no smoking, free Wi-Fi inside the pod. In a few steps, and just everything's activated by this card.
Welcome to our pod. Quite a comfortable bed. Mood setting, you can change the colors. Ventilation, lights. Yeah, I think we'll sleep well tonight. And then we went for one last night stroll to try to see some more of the nocturnal animals of the island. Cute, but we want to go.
We're always seem to point in opposite directions.
This ends our journey in Tasmania. We then flew to the mainland, where our saga goes on.